Hello, Mr.
Green light. Give it all you got.
Alright, we are underway for practice number 1. The very final round of this GT4 series. Right now the first car on track is in fact my Project 36 teammate of Von Zip. His newly painted Project 36 paint job for the GT4 BMW. Now let's ride on board for his first lap. This is his only second race using a wheel. Give ourselves a clean first sector. He runs it deep and runs wide. Unfortunate there. He was going good in that first sector. The only other man on track right now is Jay Tilley. He's running the gunmetal grey with the fluoro green. Here he rounds into the final sector. Von Zip with a 153, but that was dirty and came off the track. As Jay Tilley comes around the final two corners, let's see what sort of a time he brings out. As he crosses the line with a 148.3. The green and purple seems to be a colour for this weekend, with multiple drivers running purple and green, just in multiple different paint styles. Von Zip crosses the line with a 150.3. And that was clean, so it's moved him up the boards. And Tilly coming around the last two corners. Can he improve? As Tilly does a 158.897. And he runs off in turn one, running it too deep. Pickle running into the final two corners on his first flyer. And he gets a 148.9, pushing himself into second, just scoots behind Jay Tilly. How fast Hally and Sparrow coming through the second sector. Hally has managed to get right up behind Sparrow. Don't know how much this is going to hurt his lap times. Sparrow and Hally look like they're already mid-race. This is just practice. Sparrow moves to the side after doing a fast lap. Hobbsy moves his way up into third. Hobbsy did a 149.077. So they're all close. Pickle rounding the final corner. Goes 149.105, so he did not go quicker. So he stays where he's at in second. Zip rounds the final corner. Can he improve? Oh. Well. Turns out that was his outlap. multiple cars out there, multiple cars doing decent laps too. Not fast Hally has got the fastest lap time. No surprise there. He is one rapid driver. As Von Zip rounds the final corner, looked like a very clean lap. And he goes 1:48.5, putting him to third. Very decent lap time. Let's see if he can squeeze some more of it with 3 minutes left to go. As we go on board with Not Fast Hally as he goes through the final sector. Using every bit of the road there. Let's see if he improves. And he does with a 1:46.6. Absolutely using every bit of the road he can. As we are now watching RMR Dizzy. Looks like he's done his outlap. So let's see what he pulls out on his first flying lap for practice number 1. Using every bit of the road, but being very cautious too, just trying to find that grip level. About to cross the line, let's see what he does for his first lap. That's 1:50.857, putting him to 7th. We have 4th position, Pickle, coming into the final sector. He did not have the best lap. His last lap time was 1:57, so he obviously had troubles. Let's see if this lap proves any different. Can he push up faster? And we only have 10 seconds left in this session. Pickle rounds the final corner. And he backs out. He's bailed out of that lap and entering the pits. Indeed it was. Tilly, middle of the sector. Jay Tilly is definitely looking rapid through second sector. Coming into the final sector now. Trying to push to get ever so closer to Not Fast Hally. lot of that curb. It'd be a really big question if he's cut that. We'll have to wait to the end of the lap to find out what the marshals have to say about that. Crosses the line. So at the end of practice, how fast Hally with a 146.63, J Tilly with a 147.9, Von Zip with a 148.2, and third, fourth is Pickle with a 148.9. And then it goes Hobbsy with a 149.077. Vivid Bull in sixth with a 150.152. Aramar Dizzy with a 150.8. And Sparrow with a 150.9. And Jester did not record a time. And kicked me out. 1 second, guys. I will be back in there in a matter of minutes. Didn't like me for a second. It's alright, we'll get in there as quick as possible. It might have even been because Spaulding joined in. Now, I do not know who's actually on a fast lap, so I'm not sure if this is going to be a fast time lap by Dizzy. No, he is just going onto his fast lap. You just see Von Zip going around the final corner. And he posts a time of 148.8. Good start. And Sparrow only 0.6 behind him in second. Some decent time starting off. And there we go. J Tilly up to a 147.5. Who we got next? Number 19 of Spaulding. He's only coming on to a fast lap now. Next to come through would be Pickle. Come through the final two corners. Trying to use every bit of road there. He crosses the line and he splits Von Zip and Sparrow. 1.33 off of the leader. 303. There's only 0.05 of a second between second and third place right now. The next person that is still on the clean lap is Von Zip. Can he improve? And that would be a no, as Tilly is coming around the final bend on his second flyer. And he has not improved either. Next to come around is Jester, making a push to make his first timed lap. And he is 2.69 seconds off the leader, leaving him in 5th right now. Spooling coming around, coming across the line. What does he set? He takes 5th away from Jester. He's 1.87 seconds off of the leader. Next person to come across the line will be Pickle. Can he improve and jump Von Zip and even Tilly? And he does jump Von Zip. He is only 0.8 of a second slower than Jay Tilly. So Pickle with the improvement. Next car that is on a flyer that's still on a clean lap would be RMR Dizzy. As he bounces through that first part of the chicane, recovered it well. I don't think he would have lost too much time, but it would have been a time loss no matter what. He's just got to be clean through these last couple of corners. What sort of time does Izzy put up? And he pushes up to 3rd. He is 1.18 off of the leader as the leader rounds the final corner and another flyer. Does he improve? No, he does not. It seems his first lap was the fastest lap he's made. But there is still time. Jester coming around the final corner. Does he improve? And no, he does not. And he goes off and goes into the pits. Next person on a fast lap, and Pickle comes through sideways out of the second last corner. He would have lost some time there for sure. But he still gains. He's 0.3 off of Pickle. Makes you wonder, if he didn't lose the tail end in that second last corner, would he have had enough to jump himself into pole position? With only 1:30 left on the clock, there's not much time for playing around. You got to get serious in this last minute. RMR Dizzy coming around the final 2 corners. Does he improve? He does, but only marginally. Stays in 3rd, 1.153 on the leader. As the leader is now crossing the line, will he finally improve from his first lap? And that would be a no. Von Zip's not too far behind him, and he does not improve either. Still very tightly contested through there, with 30 seconds to go. Spooling rounding the final corner. See if he can improve. Will he jump Sparrow? Sparrow is in the pits. And he did. He's gone all the way up into third. 0.9 off of the leader. That's a very good lap. And that is it. Checkered flag will be out. This is the final laps. We've only got 3 people on a hot lap. Vivid Bull coming through the final sector. The 111 of RMR Dizzy and the 93 of Von Zip. Vivid getting the tail wag around the second last corner. Rounding the final corner. He has not yet put a time up, so it'd be interesting to see what time he brings to the table. And he pushes up into 6th, 1.16 away from the leader. And RMR Dizzy has just rounded the final corner as well, looking to improve, trying to get back into the top 3. And he does 0.05. And as we can see, Von Zip has dirtied his final lap, so that is the end of the session. So there we have it. Qualifying results for race 1. Jay Tilley will be taking pole position with Pickle right next to him, only 0.35. Second row will be RMR Dizzy and Spooling. Not very close times here, all under a second between them in the top 4. Third row would be Von Zip and Vivid Bull. Fourth row would be Sparrow and Jester, and the final row will be Not Fast Hally and Hobbsy, who did not set a time in qualifying. This should be a very interesting race. Everyone's times are very tight together, and it looks like it's going to be a very close race the whole way through the field. Alright guys, we have a minute 45 until race start. Now I can select to drive and I can change cameras and stuff, but I have found it that if I stay in this camera angle I won't lag out of the lobby, and on top of that I can effectively choose who I want to spectate, whereas if I'm sitting where I can actually change my camera views, I can change vehicles as well, but it'll only select me to the next random driver. So if I needed to get to a specific battle, I'd have to cycle through all the other drivers, whereas on here, I can just cycle through, click the person I'm on, and go from there. So, I will be
30 seconds.
Doing the commentary from this angle.
Seconds.
Sweating
10
already.
seconds.
5 more seconds and the cars will get going for a rolling start. Just a quick recap as they start to get going. First row is Jay Tilley and Pickle. Second row, RMR Dizzy and Spooling. Third row, Von Zip and Vivid Bull. Fourth row, Sparrow and Jester. And the final row, fifth row, of Not Fast Hally and Hobbsy. Now we're waiting for the green. Not allowed to go over 70k an hour until that green flag drops.
Green light, go, go, go.
And it's green. Here we go. Here's a slow jump from Pickle. He is getting swamped by everyone. He's dropping back. Good start from Tilly, Dizzy. And Von Zip with the move up on the inside. Vivid Bull is getting a little squirrely there. There's Von Zip and Pickle side by side, and Von Zip will take that off of Pickle. Just absolute disaster from Pickle off the start as he drops back from second all the way down. All the way down to fifth. That's definitely not the start he was looking for, as it seems to be a very clean start by everyone. Gaps are already starting to form. Tilly is trying to check out while everyone battles behind. Sparrow looking for the outside of Pickle. If he holds this position, he does have the inside for the next-handed left-hander. Will he make the late lunge? He's holding his line. Whoa, that was very close. He almost took the rear end off the Pickle, and Hobbsy is looking to take advantage of this as his Sparrow's just had a really bad sector. Big battle now as Hally is trying to get past Vivid Bull now. Sparrow dropping places. Hobbsy has gotten the place just from Sparrow running wide. Halley's showing the nose coming into the final corner. Halley is well down the inside now, and Vivid Bull is even looking and showing that his presence is there. As Halley runs straight on. Halley is straight into the wall. That's a big crash there in turn one. Seems to have just locked him up and gone straight on. And yes, he is very well damaged, and he has had to be towed back to the pits. Halley, not the way he wanted to start this race. Didn't look like there was any help there from the angle that we had. Just looked like he just went straight on. Be very interesting to find out what happened there. Everyone seems to have got a bit of a gap between each other now. Dizzy has rotated. No clue what happened there. We were literally just watching him, and we just went to move to the battle pack of Vivid Bull, Sparrow, and Jester when that happened. That's a lot of damage for Dizzy too. That is disappointing. He was running in second. That's definitely not how you would want your first race to go in this two-race series for the weekend. And there we go, we just seen at the bottom of the screen, just out-braking himself a little bit. He didn't go too far off, but he did run wide and go into the gravel a little bit. And Dizzy, with all that damage, is opting to not go to the pits. As it is only a 20-minute race, there's not much point. He's going to try and tough out those damages and just try and putt along to the finish. Jester has now fallen off the back of this battle pack after his lock-up in turn one. Go to check on back at the leader, Tilly. has a commanding lead over Spaulding, 2-second gap. It's another 3.9 back to Pickle. And that is 5 seconds back to Von Zip. As Sparrow is getting right up behind Von Zip now. So is Vivid Bull. We have a decent sized battle pack here for fourth. Von Zip taking the water line, and Sparrow's trying to make use of that and getting right up behind him. Very tight driving from these guys right here. Von Zip runs it a little deep and allows Sparrow to get right up behind him. Shows the nose a little bit, just decides to tuck back in because the overall drive out of the corner that Von Zip would have been getting. And as we go straight back to the leaders, because Tilly has seemed to have dropped back into the clutches of Spaulding. Spaulding is right in behind Jay Tilly right now. Gives him a little nudge. Nothing to push him out to the side. Spaulding very aggressively trying to get around him here. Spaulding is right there, he's showing the nose. Will he make the dive into turn one? He moved out from behind him. And there we go, this is a change for first position. Good move by Spaulding. Very clean. As this battle is going on, there is also a massive battle where Von Zip was holding off an angry battle pack of Sparrow, Vivid Bull, and Jester. And here we will get in one of their other drivers.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
We're halfway through. And here we have a special guest here, Not Fast Hally.
Good afternoon.
Sitting in the pits.
Good afternoon.
Feel free to add your audio so we can have a little mid-race interview.
I believe I have already included my audio, but we can always test that on the stream just to make sure.
Alright, beautiful. So, Hally, starting off, very clean racing to begin with, but what happened there going into turn 1?
My wheel decided that it wanted to not be connected to my Xbox anymore.
Oh no.
My wheel just shut off and completely reset. So no way for me to slow the car down. 8 minutes in pits. So I thought, you know what, let's have a bit of fun and watch the racing for the first race and come back in for the second one.
And as we say that, Sparrow makes a big dive and he cuts the corner and ends up into the side of Von Zip. That is not the way Sparrow wanted to do it. He's dropped back 2 positions and even 3 getting done by Jester. Von Zip has been knocked back 1 position behind Vivid. Very late. I think he missed his marker. He was too focused on the car ahead and tried to go evasive and ended up into the side of Von Zip in turn 1 there.
Even Jester's starting to claw back on Sparrow now that he's making these few mistakes.
Indeed, indeed. Sparrow was literally about to be passed by Jester too, so he's managed to recover and get away from Jester quite well there. As we have the 111 of Aramar Dizzy, he has gone into the wall at the hairpin in Sector 1 and is now into the pits.
Yeah, he had a bit
He's been towed back.
He had a bit of damage earlier on and decided not to fix it. I reckon this was just the cherry on top.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
Oh, Tilly's gone for a move up the inside of Spooling, but he'll be around the outside for the next left.
Decides to pull out of that one and fight another day. Very smart driving. And Pickle very slowly clawing his way up to try and make this a 3-way battle for the lead.
Got a bit of pace on him too, by the looks of things. He's with these 2 battling up the front, they're going to be losing time and conceding that time back to Pickle. So it could be a very, very interesting last
Tilly,
5 minutes here.
Big move into the turn 1. Oh, it looks like he's outbraked himself.
Yeah, Spooling will cross back here and dive up the inside for the turn 2-3 complex. Although he covers off that inside move, he actually might have gotten it done. He has.
Indeed, very good driving. He had the run out of turn 1.
Oh, he's wide here though. This is going to compromise his exit. Spooling wasn't quite quick enough out of there.
Indeed, he wasn't. As we go back to Vivid No Bull for a moment here, he seems to be trying to check out and make most of the kerfuffle that happened in front of him. But Von Zip is holding him honest and not letting him get too far away. He has recovered from that little incident.
Yep.
And they have been pulling away from Sparrow, as Sparrow is now under attack from Jester.
Up. Oh, nearly on for a move up the inside there.
That was going to be a very late lunge.
Yeah.
He just decided to pull out of that at the last second. Probably a safe bet. That is a very dangerous turn to get down the inside of. Especially over that ridge, because the car just gets very unsettled coming through there.
Sparrow does have a lot of damage on the left-hand side of that car. I wonder if that's hampering his performance here.
Indeed, it looks like it's having troubles going under braking.
Yep.
Jester's not doing himself any favours, so he seems to be following him wide through most of these corners. And is allowing Hobbsy to just creep back up and make this another battle. As I switch back to the first place of Tilly, he seemed to have put in another decent lap and pull almost a second gap.
Yep, he's bridged the gap to Spaulding, but Pickle is still maintaining the gap. Still at 2.3.
Indeed he is. Once we seen Tilly get back in front, I expected to see both of them start to pull away again, but it just seems that he's pulled away from Spaulding, but hasn't managed to pull away from Pickle. He's managed to keep that gap, like, consistent with the both of them.
Although now that Tilly's got some clean air, he is driving away from Spaulding. He's gotten a second in the last sector alone.
Indeed, it's making me wonder if Spaulding is starting to have some issues with his car. Maybe some overheating. As he runs wide, he may have tried to push himself a little too hard in those first couple of laps and just started to burn out those tyres.
Yep.
As we go back to
Von Zip making a move here. The other one to look at is that three-way battle between Sparrow, Jester, and Hobbsy has started joining.
Indeed it has. Sparrow's car very bouncy under braking through some of the left-handed braking corners. Does not look like a comfortable ride. Vivid is trying to do everything he can to get away from Von Zip, but it's almost like he's got a tow hitch strapped to the back because he is not shaking Von Zip at all. Showing the nose. Braking late, trying to get around the outside. That is a very brave move. Tried to get the switch back, but just couldn't get the run out of that corner.
Hobbsy's pulled off a move on Jester, though, in that last sector. Von Zip's right up the back of Bull here.
Be interesting to know what happened with Jester there, whether there was any contact, because it just seems that he dropped right off the back of Hobbsy as soon as the move was done. Hobbsy's car does look clean though, so I do not think there was any contact involved. RMR Dizzy has gone back out on track, deciding to do some laps just to get some seat time before practice 2, qualifying 2 and race 2. Good chance for him to find some new lines and try out some new things as this race continues to build up, as the gaps start to spread the entire way through the field.
Well, everyone's starting to get pretty spaced out here. I think your closest battle's still that Von Zip, Vivid Bull,
And
but he's lost a lot of time this last lap, and Pickles dropped right back off. I reckon he might have, I don't know whether he made a mistake or whether his tyres are just starting to go off, because he's dropped a lot of time to Spaulding.
Spaulding dropped back to 3 seconds behind in the last
he's catching
lap
back
and a
up,
half.
yeah.
He's managed to catch back up, so this could make it very interesting as there is only a minute left. This very well may be the last lap when they go round.
Yeah, we'll get one more lap after this. Don't know if
Indeed.
Spaulding's quite got the pace to get that second and a half and then make a move back on Jay Tillett here, but, you know, last lap aggression and last lap confidence and a last lap mistake from Tilly might be all that Spaulding needs to make it happen.
Indeed, all it takes is one corner. And there are plenty of corners to stuff up on this. There's a lot of bumpy braking zones, a lot of curb uses that you can and cannot use in this track. driving aggressive can be a double-edged sword. It can be very great or it could end very badly.
The leader has finished the race.
Oh no.
Leader has finished the race. He did not make it to the line in time for there to be another lap, so that is it. Tilly in first, Spooling in second, Pickle will come across the line in third, Viverbull in fourth, and Von Zip has managed to stay in fifth. Very commendable there after being hit in turn one. Still managed to only lose one position out of that. So very good finish there. Sparrow comes through in sixth. Hobbsy in seventh. Jester in eighth. And then Armar Dizzy 2 laps down. And Not Fast Hally, unfortunately, out after lap 2.
Yeah. At least I made
wheel
one.
Disconnected.
Yeah, one lap around will do me.
Very interesting first race. It has definitely been a jam-packed race. Something we haven't seen all season, where gaps have formed and then everyone started like reeling the gaps in. Like through previous rounds we've seen, you know, there'll be battle packs and battle groups. They'll like stick with each other for a certain amount of time, and then as soon as one pulls away they never really catch back up, whereas in this race a lot of groups had sort of been slinking between each other the whole way through.
Yeah, the gaps kind of came in and went back out, and came in and went back out, and it was just back and forth the whole time.
Managed to catch a couple of incidences on stream.
Well, you got
next
another practice session and the quali session for the next race.
Okay. Okay, Zip. It only ended up being a 1 second gap by the end of that race, so he was really aiming quite a bit there, Spooling at the end. And Pickle dropped a lot of pace off the back.
Yeah, Pickle might have just, as the pace increased, just couldn't quite hold on to those top two boys. But in saying that, the rest of the field also dropped back. Obviously, the gap to Vivid and Pickle was, you know, kind of that 3 second mark earlier in the race, and brought back out to 6. So the pace at the front was really, really hot from J. Tilly and Spooling there.
Indeed it was. What would be interesting to mention too is the fact that Sparrow managed to fight his way back and get a gap on Hobbsy after having that incident. It would have been tough to handle that left-hand side damage the entire way for the last couple of laps.
Yep, he's done very well to come back from that damage and make it not only back into that 6th position, but build that gap back out with those 3 battling earlier.
Indeed, and we have an announcement too. J. Tilly has just informed me that it's going to be a reverse grid race for him next race, so he will be starting from the back.
Yeah, he can come join me. I reckon I planted the seed on that one back in Imola. After the first race, I sent him a message. I'm like, come to the back of the grid with me, let's have some fun. And I think he quite enjoyed that race. It's a different sensation starting from the back and you know, working your way through and having some good battles. Even when you don't win, you've still had a really, really good race.
Indeed, and it also gets to showcase that even though some of these drivers may be slower than the ones at the rear, they can put up a decent fight against the front runners if they do have them behind them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. When you've got a clean battle going on, it becomes quite difficult to get past some of these guys, and the racing's been really, really good this year so far. So,
if I revert back to the Hungarian Grand Prix, where you started from the rear, you were actually held up for about 3 laps from Pickle, just picking the right lines and managed to hold you off for quite a few laps. And ultimately, that would have been your downfall if it wasn't for first place having a mistake in the second last lap and you being able to capitalise.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, Pickle and I race a fair bit in some other leagues as well. So, you know, we've had a few battles in the past, and we both kind of know how we drive now. So, makes the battles really good and really fun. So, yeah, having the guys like this league's kind of shown how well you can battle with some people throughout the race, so long as you keep it clean and drive it smooth, drive it fast, and start pushing your opponents out to those awkward positions. You can have some really, really good battles.
Indeed. It's been very enjoyable being a part of this league. Will mention that this is, indeed, as it says by the title, the final race of the GT4 series. We do have 2 more series coming up. Both are on the Thursday and Sundays, as I've been streaming, but the Thursdays racing, the series is called Cat and Mouse. I will be spectating and doing commentary for that series, as the team event, the Amazing Race series, I will be racing alongside Von Zip as my teammate as Project's 36 cars on the Sunday nights. So, same scheduling, just it'll be opposite. I'll be doing my commentary on Thursdays rather than racing on Thursdays, and I'll be racing on the Sundays instead of the commentary. So it should be interesting in the next 2 series.
Yeah, I am quite keen for both of those. I don't know how many of the rounds I'll end up doing. I think this year my work schedule's gonna stuff me around a bit for the Thursdays, but I'll try and get out as much as I can and come and get racing.
Indeed, it'd be good to have you. One thing that I've always said is it's always good to have people who are faster than you join the league, and not just like by a little bit. I'm talking people that are quite a substantial amount, because it's very good if you can get out on track with them, especially during the practices and stuff, and just being able to sit behind them and try and pick some of their lines and stuff like that. You'll notice like faster guys just breathe faster guys, and that's simply put because muscle memory that just starts to take over. You start following other people's lines, seeing where they're braking, and eventually even some of the slow guys will eventually become some of the faster groups in other series as well.
I think that's probably where Pickle and Tilly strive the most, is they've raced with me in another league for the last, I think, 2 years now. So, you know, week in, week out, following lines, and you know, I'm not someone that hides what I do and the setups that I take, and you know, the lines that I take and how I drive. I've helped some of the guys in our other league with you know, driving lines, and yeah, I think it's really good to bring everyone up to that kind of level, because then, you know, the racing becomes exceptional as soon as you have, as you said, those faster guys that come through, and you watch their lines, you watch how they race, and then you start battling with them, and all of a sudden you're going off that line slightly and starting to battle, keeping it clean. That's what's going to create a fast driver, is more time against people that are faster than you.
Yeah, exactly it. We've had 2 times posted so far in this practice number 2. Dizzy's top on the board with a 148.2, but he was getting in a little bit closer to the 47s, not only in the race but qualifying in the first couple of sessions. So that, I'd say, was a decent banker lap, but we know he can improve. And Sparrow, 1.9 seconds off, which means it was a 150. 150.1 it would have been. We know there is a lot of more improvement, but practice 2 is all about trying to see what small tweaks you can make to effectively make your car a bit better for the second go around. It's all about improving. Sparrow comes around the final corner to set his second flying lap, and he does improve by 3/10. So he is getting quicker. He's into the 149s now. Oh, actually no, I'm trying to do maths real quick and it's not working. Yep, 149.8. Omar Dizzy coming around the final corner, trying to go quicker again. And he does not. Very clean last couple of corners for Von Zip here. Let's see what sort of a time he opens his account with. And he goes 0.8 seconds slower than Dizzy, which means it's 149. This is still a decent lap. Can improve though. Sparrow crosses the line and he's still improving. He's only 1.455 off the leader now. And Dizzy rounding the final two corners. Looking to improve even further. He's trying to break that 147 mark. Oh, and he just misses it with a 148.065. Still a very decent timed lap. And there he goes into the pits. Next couple of guys rounding the final corner is Von Zip and Spooling. Von Zip does not improve from his previous time as Spooling is coming across the line. Let's see what sort of time he brings up. It does a 147.9 just in front of Dizzy as he pulls it off to the side and goes into the pits. Tilly coming around to start his fast lap. Oh, he completed a lap there. And he's 0.024 off of Spooling's time. Very tight between the top three. Tilly and Pickle, the only ones that are on a clean fast lap right now. Tilly is catching up to the back of Jester though. Will that hurt his final sector? as he rounds the final 2 corners, Tilly. A little bit of a squiggle coming out of the second last corner. Let's see if he improves here with the toe down the main straight. And he does with a 1:47.6, 0.3 seconds quicker than Spaulding. But now he will have some traffic, as Pickle is the next car to come around on a hot lap. Using all of the track there, perfect through the second last corner, now the final corner. Pickle comes in, he's 0.8 seconds off of first place. So not too bad of a time. As we see Von Zip just holding in the pit lane until Pickle passed. As we go to Dizzy for the final sector, and let's find out if he can improve once again. Using all right there, good lines. Is this the improvement he wants? He does improve, but he is 0.088 off of J Tilly's time. Tilly does not improve, as he had traffic going through that last corner, and just getting on the board, 3.1 seconds behind the leader. Pickle coming around the final 2 corners. Let's see if he's improved on this lap. Trying to get into the top 3. And no, he is pulling off and going into the pits. With 50 seconds to go, there are only 3 cars out on track doing some hot laps. As Dizzy runs a little wide going around the last turn of sector 2. Let's see if he can do something with this final sector. Oh, he's cut that corner quite a bit. But I did not dirty it, as Von Zip runs wide through the fast right-hander, and he is going to go back to the pits. And Armour Dizzy is going to have just enough time to be able to go one more lap if he wants, but he is opting out of it. He's going to pull over and go into the pits, as he did not improve. And Juster is going to just cross the finish line as the checkered flags run.
Green light, show them what you got.
And Juster did improve, but he did not gain any positions out of it. Very tight up in the top 4. Zip, Pickle, Sparrow, and 42 of Jester, all of them out as quick as they could. Followed by the number 8 of Vivid Bull. This is qualifying number 2. this outlap they would be pushing their cars just to try and get some temperature into the tyres. So the next couple of hot laps that they do are just going to be perfect temperatures for them. Officially, as the drivers start to make their first flying laps.
Who's going to be the first one across? Is it...
It's Von Zip.
Ah. I see in that little gaggle of cars there with Pickle and Sparrow.
Indeed.
Oh, Von Zip's deep! And he's off. A really awkward
He's
spot.
just trying to
Pickle
pull
coming
out of the
around.
way.
Yeah.
Pickle rounds the final corner.
No, Pickle first one across the line with a 48.9. Sparrow short behind, only 4/10 off.
It's very interesting. And the
Von Zip,
42 of Jester has also dirtied his lap as well. His very first flyer. The next car to come through on a clean lap would be Vivid Bull. Oh, he just loses the rear in the second last corner a little bit. Vivid Bull, 8/10 of a second off the leader. As he pulls off and goes to the pits. RMR Dizzy and Spooling both coming around the final corner on their hot laps. Got a 48.9 from Dizzy, and Spooling has jumped up into second, only 5/10 behind him. Pickle crosses the line, but he cannot improve. Jester seems to have kept it clean this lap as he comes around the final corners. Let's see what sort of a lap he can put up. He goes up into 4th. He's 0.9 off the time there. So by the looks of it right now, Omar Dizzy is the one to beat. As he comes around the final 2 corners. Let's see if he can improve and get into the 147s here with this lap. And Spaulding just behind him. Can he topple him? No, he runs wide in the final corner. And Dizzy goes to a 147.85. Pickle in the final sector, looking to improve, try and catch up with these guys on times for qualifying. He's 1 second off the current pole position of Omar Dizzy. Ooh, using all of the track, that would not have dirtied his lap, but I do not think it would have helped his lap time touching the gravel there for a second. But it does indeed improve his lap time, only 5/10 off of first place. Up into second, knocks Spaulding down 1. Jester is rounding the final corner on another hot lap. And he did not improve as Dizzy's coming through the final sector. He is looking to improve and improve and improve. And he does not improve this lap.
The only person not to set a lap yet is Von Zip.
Oh, it is number 7. Cool. It's just come into the final sector. And he's definitely made it a lot smoother through this section of track.
Oh, did he? No, I've been disconnected from the server.
Yeah, I have too.
Oh my lord.
I think everyone just did. Yeah.
Oh, but I'm. Whoa, hang on. Wow.
Yeah, I got frozen in, and then it kicked me back to the main screen. I think everyone just got a taste of a get fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I think the actual service just crashed.
Indeed. Yep, it definitely has. It is no longer on our search board.
Oh well, take the short intermission.
Sorry for this, folks. We have not had this happen in quite a few weeks since the last update, but it's definitely not something we are surprised about because we have had it happen before, but not this randomly. I can almost guarantee you that Sparrow is not too happy with this. just got word from Tilly going to reset the server and shorten the sessions. Well, everyone, this gives you your chance to sit back, go to the toilet, have a smoke, do what you gotta do, as we wait for the server to come back online. And the server is at 1 minute practice, 5 minute qualifying, 20 minute race.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Now this has made it interesting because there will not be a practice, because 1 minute is definitely not enough time for someone to get around and do a lap. But the 5 minute qualifying will be interesting because that pretty much makes that a one-shot qualifier. If people can time it right, you may be able to get a second lap off hot.
Green light. Give it all you can.
The qualifying has started. Zip is not wasting any time. He's getting out there trying to make sure he can get his 2 laps in. Followed by Pickle and Sparrow. Still missing 3 drivers at the moment. Yep, we've just gained 1 back, spooling.
We're missing Bull, Jester, and Spooling. The only 3 people we don't have in here at the moment. Oh, and I know Spooling's gone again.
Yep, Spooling just left, dropped out again. And Pickle has dirtied his first flying lap. Guarantee you that's not the way he wanted things to start. Spooling comes back in. He's got just enough time to make it around if he gets out there as quick as possible. Von Zip opens the account with a 149.6. That's a decent first lap. And Sparrow 0.4 seconds slower. And Dizzy, there he goes, straight off the bat, 147.9. Spooling has only 10 seconds to make it across the line as he comes across around the last corner. Will he make it in time? 3, 2, 1, and he's made it across the line, so yes, he will be able to make a timed lap. As once it runs wide in the last sector, he will not be able to improve. And Dizzy has also gone off as well, so he is back in the pits. It's all up to Pickle and Spooling, as they are both on fast laps. And the only two that still can put down a time. As Pickle comes around the final corner. What does he do? He tops the board. He takes a 147.6, knocking Dizzy off the top. Very good lap time. Now to see if Spooling can ruin his day and end up on top of the board. comes in hot through this final sector. He's still pushing. Trying to use every bit of road. Has this done it for him? He crosses the line and goes third. So there we go, Pickle taking it out, pole position. Armar Dizzy in second, Spooling in third. One Zip in fourth, Sparrow in fifth. And then you'll have Not Fast Hally in sixth, Jay Tilly in seventh, Hobbsy in eighth, and Jester in ninth. Vivid Bull has not returned. I repeat, there is Vivid no bull.
Oh, don't worry, mate. I'll back up a bit. I'll end up sitting behind Jester. All right. When I come past you, then we'll go on the charge.
Now, the interesting thing here, will Pickle get off the line properly this time, or will he drop back like he did in race 1?
If he could get ahead of Dizzy here, he's actually in a really, really good spot to control a race. Given
Yes,
that
indeed he is.
Spooling starting P3, and Tilly and I are going to start from the back. He's actually in a really, really good spot.
45 seconds till the final race of the night. The final race of the series starts.
Can't wait to have some milk and cookies after this.
20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Dizzy just cleaning off his windshield before we get going here with his wipers. Alright, so as they get rolling for this rolling start, a reminder of the grid. Pickle and Dizzy round off the front row. Second row is Spooling and Zip. Third row is Not Fast Hally and Tilly. And fifth, fucking hell, is that fifth? Fourth row is, no, actually it's...
Yeah, you messed it up there, mate.
Oh, I fucked it up. Yeah, fucking earth has. Oh, you can see the boards there. As we're about to go green, they are only allowed to hold 70k an hour.
Green light, give it all you can.
And it's green. Pickle doesn't get the best of starts, and Dizzy is making a move around the outside. Pickle
Still holds
right
off that
up
inside line, though.
And Spooling looks like he's on the charge to try and get Dizzy as well, but he falls back into line. Oh, and then he's hit in the rear.
Oh, Spooling and Dizzy are off.
Spooling into the rear of Dizzy. Spooling's come to a dead stop at the end of turn 3. And he's in the pits. And here is the tally
Sparrow
as it
in the
stands.
dirt.
Alright, taking the rallycross track. As it reads right now, it is Pickle, Von Zip, J Tilly, Hobbsy, Not Fast Hally, Chester, Sparrow, and then Dizzy. And we have lost Spooling. Spooling is out of this race. And Hobbsy's gone off.
Outbraked himself slightly into that last little complex there. Well, both Pickle and Zip exploring the outer edges of the track there.
In fact, Tilly was the one that was a little wide there. Tilly with the move on Zip. Zip looking for the switchback. But Tilly holds it off. One Zip is looking to just glue onto the back of Tilly here. Tilly flashing the lights, trying to get the attention of Pickle. Hally shows the nose and Von Zip outbrakes himself. And Jester in the background just goes wide, decides to take the rally route. Frees Von Zip from his clutches and drops all the way back to Hobbsy.
I will say I feel very out of place with the other three guys around me having bright green on their car.
Yes. I was about to make comment on Von Zip chasing down the two green rear ends, and then it changed camera angles, and I realised the whole front end of his is green too.
Yeah.
Dizzy has managed to catch back up to Sparrow after being taken out in turn 3 on the very first lap. Dizzy just not having the greatest of runs this weekend. As we see here, Tilly and Not Fast Hally are now right by each other. Hally making the move, but this does put him on the outside of the very next corner. Well defended there by Tilly. Just holding off that inside line enough for the switchback not to work. Hally for the big lunge up the inside. And he's made it stick. Beautiful move there by Not Fast Hally. He makes his way up into second. Now, time for them to both hunt down Pickle. Led from the front, and Dizzy has made the move on Sparrow. And Tilly just running a little bit wide around that turn one. Hally creating a bit of a gap behind with Tilly, but gaining on Pickle. Hally setting up for the crisscross here on Pickle. Will he make it work? Oh, that was very close.
He's very shallow on exit there.
This is allowing Tilly to just etch in a little bit closer. Yeah, Not Fast Hally. Getting a decent run out of the final couple of corners. Will he go for a move in turn one?
Yeah, why not? Oh, no, he's braking late. He'll go deep. Oh, he won't.
Oh, he's held it in.
Very good on the brakes.
We have a three-way battle for first place right now. They're all nose to tail between first to third. Pickle runs it a little bit wide coming out of there.
Yeah, just got bounced off that inside apex curb. He's a really aggressive one through that left-hand hairpin there.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
Not Fast Hally making the move on Pickle. Pickle was trying with the switchback, but he did not get the throttle down at the right time. Now taking the water line, which is allowing Tilly to get up his inside. He will be on the outside for the next corner though, unfortunately, Tilly will be. Pickle hard onto the brakes, Tilly going for the switchback.
Oh!
Oh! And that almost ends in disaster. Oh my god. There's a little bit of touch in there between the two of them. Fast Hally wanting to make a race out of it, drops back to third.
Let's have a bit of fun with it. Last race of the season. I know these two pretty well.
And Jester in turn 1 has run wide and allowed Hobbsy past. He just managed to get him to a gap of over a second, and he's just lost that gap. One little mistake. Get in there, Spooling. Man, alright. Oh, almost lost it. Yeah, Harley. Hey, Spooling, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Pickle running very late on the brakes.
I can tell you'll look up the inside here. It's close enough. Yep, here we go. Just poke the nose across.
Just having a peek, letting him know he's there. 7 minutes to go, he's being patient with it. Pickle just getting a slight gap through that first sector. Tilly just missing the apex of that corner allows Not Fast Hally back up the inside. And the 42 of Jester has gone off again and dropped all the way back again. Behind Dizzy this time. Dizzy has made the move. And Jester has gone off again. Hard into the wall. That is not how he would have liked to have ended his race. With 5.5 minutes left to go, top 3 separated by less than a second. There is a 10-second gap between 3rd place and Von Zip in 4th, who's holding off a comfortable 2.5 gap to Hobbsy. And 1.9 behind Hobbsy is RMR Dizzy trying to make his way back through. And dead they are, Harley.
Oh,
and Pickle hits the curb and loses it.
Fuck, that was a decent hit in the wall too. I think that's his race done and dusted.
Too much curb and it just shoots him off to the right of the track.
I almost think he actually
much
touched
head
the
on.
outside grass just a touch around that final little section there.
And the car is not steering for him. He cannot turn left. He is off. Von Zip, Hobbsy, and RMR Dizzy are about to round Pickle up.
Pickle will be heartbroken with that. He drove such a good race.
Not fast, Halley and Tilly both fighting for first place. Tilly on the defensive. Late braking from Halley, trying to get around the outside. And he's held it there. He may have made this work, but he has the outside. And yes, he has. Brilliant move around the outside of turn 1 for first place. As we go back to third place, where Von Zip is battling Hobbsy for the last of the podium positions. And RMR Dizzy is only a second off behind this group 2. Could turn into a 3-way battle for the final place on the podium here. And Hobbsy runs it wide, managed to just keep it out of the gravel, but he has dropped back off a Zip. And he has run wide again. Hobbsy off into the dirt. Comes back onto the track behind RMR Dizzy now. Just seems to be getting from bad to worse for Hobbsy there. Disappointing, he was in a really good position to fight for a podium. As Tilly has gone around, not fast Halley, with only...
Let him back past at the same spot as last lap.
This would be the final lap by the looks of it, depending on the lap time that they produce in this lap. They cross the line at a 1 minute 50. If they run quicker than that, then there will be one more lap. But if they run slower, then this will be the final lap as Halley makes it around him. Tilly trying to put up a fight side by side through the far section. Oh, he almost runs off the road. Halley trying to push his way around this lap to get one more lap in. And Von Zip is hoping that it doesn't go for one more lap as he will hold this position in third. Eight more seconds. And it looks like it will be one more lap.
Oh, only just 1
Okay,
second.
the leader is on the final
Holy
lap
moly.
now. Give it all you can.
Final lap. Von Zip battling for third with RMR Dizzy right on his tail. Can he hold him off for this final lap? RMR Dizzy setting up for an overtake. They're side by side. RMR Dizzy trying to go a long way around. Von Zip holds him off very well. Hally pulling away from Tilly. Dizzy putting his nose wherever he can to try and distract the Zip here. As we go back to the leaders, as Fast Hally is coming around the final two bends. The number 24 will come through for yet another victory.
The leader has finished the
Followed
race.
by Jay Tilly. As we go back to the battle for third place, Von Zip is still holding off Dizzy. And there we have it. Von Zip gets third place over RMR Dizzy as he flashes his lights as a sign of respect to say well raced. Hobbsy comes in at 5th place. Sparrow coming in at 6th. With Pickle finishing off a lap behind. Well done to Von Zip for getting his first podium on the wheel, being his second ever race in this series on steering wheel. Very commendable job there to get it onto the podium. As we see Hally having some fun with the victory.
Trying to get these tyres to pop.
I don't think it's going to work.
No! I'm going to run out of fuel before these bitches pop. My ears are at 36 degrees, so they're getting warm.
You're about to hit a wall. Pickle's just sitting back enjoying the show that's going on in front of him. Such a good race. Yes, indeed it was, Harley Davo. Some tight racing. This race had it all. It had some blunders, had some heartbreaks, and had some very good racing. Got to give it up for RMR Dizzy to get all the way back from 4th after being taken out in turn 3 in the very first lap. Did very well there.
Green light, show them what you got.
There we go. That is the end of the GT4 series. And what a race weekend it has been. Now, that is done and dusted. Last Thursday just gone, the end of the championship for the Porsche Cup had finally been done. And then, that was the final race of the GT4 series that they had running next week. The very first round of the Cat and Mouse series. GT3s and GT4s Thursday night, 9 p.m. I will be commentating that series from race 1 all the way through to the end. And then next Sunday will be the start of the brand new series of the Amazing Race Series. This one is a team event, hour-long race I will be racing that series alongside my teammate from Project 36, Von Zip. He will be running in the GT4s while I will be running in the GT3. So that should be an interesting series to go. I'm not 100% on what the first racetrack is for the Cat and Mouse series, but I do know the very first race for next Sunday's GT3 and GT4 Amazing Race Series will be at Bathurst. So, starting it off with a big one, a tough one, team events. And it should be good to see who shows up. It was a great race weekend, a great season. Well done to Brocco for winning the GT4 series. He won it multiple weeks ago. And yours truly won the Porsches last weekend. Or last Thursday. So, thank you all for coming and watching the stream, watching some exciting racing. And we'll be back with more commentary this Thursday as we start off our new series on Thursday night and Sunday night. Until then, see you guys next time, and I hope you enjoyed the show.
I am sweating,